Hello, yeah, this video today is something I think is very important, right? I really enjoyed Charlie Freak's work and his breakdown of the Q and things like that. And I'm not saying he's not right, but the message that he's given out, I've heard a few other people give it out. I watched the video someone shared with me the other day. It's like this big muscly guy from Manchester in England, and he basically was sharing very much a similar message to Charlie Freak. And the part of the message that they're sharing is this idea that the Q plan is done and dusted. It's a done deal, okay? The white hats, or the good guys, whatever you want to call them, the military, they've arrested everybody. It's basically checkmate, and we're going to see that unfold now in the coming months. And what we need to do now is just share it so that it's familiar for people. We can help people that way by sharing on social media what's going on. That doesn't resonate with me at all, because that message could make people take their foot off the pedal and think it's all done, it's all over, we've won. And even if just let's say that has happened, just let's say that the Q plan is great and it's all happened, it's still not the end. You get me? It's still not the end of the journey, because fundamentally it's our own journey. What's going on the outside, we play a part in that, and we have a responsibility to serve the greater good. But it's still an inward journey. It's still an inward journey, and so many people are contacting me right now. Friends that I've been friends with since I was a kid in England, people I know in Australia, and everyone's suffering right now. Okay, there's a lot of people are suffering with the same things. Anxiety is massive right now, and a lot of people are struggling with dealing with their own stuff. So it's not that easy. It's not a case of just saying, oh, the Q plan's going to work, we're going to see an end to this, and everyone's problems are going to be fixed. I'm sorry to tell you this, but that's not how it's going to work, because it's a massive part of it. Don't get me wrong, because the matrix system that we're in is designed to keep us suffering and not be able to look at our spiritual journey and go deep and all the rest of it. But fundamentally, our issues, our life, our challenges is not someone else's responsibility. It's our responsibility. If I am being affected by the fall and the cabal and the system, that's my karma. I'm only suffering because of that. I'm only here because of my karma, my spiritual, for whatever spiritual reason I'm affected by that, is why I'm experiencing that. Therefore, it's up to me to heal that. So I don't see this time now, and I think it's a very dangerous message to say we've done it, it's all done, it's done and dusted, sit back and relax. I think that is not a good empowering message. The empowering message is, now is the time to ride the wave and heal, collectively and individually. The reason why people are going through so much now is this time is so unique. Because if you look at the past, you look at it in Buddha's time, there was the Buddha, an enlightened being. There's probably more, but let's just say there was a Buddha of that time. 2,000 years ago, Jesus. Then we had Lao Tzu, and we've had these incredible sages dotted about throughout history. You look at the time we're in now. We have technology that allows us to be connected to everyone in the world. There is so many great minds and great souls on the planet right now. So many spiritual teachers, so many conscious scientists like your Joe Dispenzas and your Greg Bradens. Just so many amazing people here that you can have access to. Then what's happening is, what I think's unique about this time is we are facing a time where we could actually experience a collective enlightenment. Rather than the odd person reaching enlightenment, we're in a time which is, as I say in every video, was acknowledged as the great time of change. The time our ancestors looked to as the time of change. It's the time that our future generations will look back on as the great time of change, coming out of a dark era into a light era. But it's not inevitable. This time I believe we can actually reach a collective enlightenment. We can actually do this together. We can enlighten and evolve consciously. What an exciting time. What an incredible time. But if you think that that's just going to happen to you, that you're just going to sit back, post a few memes, and you're just going to reach enlightenment, don't get me wrong, if the collective does that, it's going to influence you. And this is why we by the more people joining together and we influence the field, how I see that influence in the whole is as people start to sync and move into love and move into heart space, my heart field harmonizes with someone else's and someone else's, and that field just grows. And even people who are not taking part in it, they're feeling that frequency. It's opening their heart. Okay, so this is how it works. But if you know it, okay, just let's say you know this information, like you know what's going on in the world, you know we're in a time of change, we know that things are being exposed, and you choose to sit back or post a few memes and think it's all done, I think that's the wrong approach. I think right now is the perfect time. It's like fertile ground to plant your seeds in your garden. Okay, when your soil is at its richest, when the environment's at its best, okay, there's just the right moisture in the air, oxygen, sunshine for abundance of fruits and vegetables to grow. This is the collective consciousness right now. We're seeing huge suffering, which is actually fertile ground. It's actually needed for growth. Suffering has a universal purpose, okay? It pushes us in the right direction. But make sure the direction you're being pushed is an opening of the heart and not a closing of the heart. Closing of the heart moves you into the mind. You become more ego, more separate, a victim, okay? Opening the heart, you become responsible. You take responsibility. Responsibility is your respond ability, your ability to respond to what's going on in your life and in the world. So this is a time where we don't sit back, we heal. If suffering is showing itself internally or in the world, it's showing itself to be healed. We have the opportunity to help each other, nurture each other, and go within and heal. And if you don't know how to do that, which I understand, take part in collective meditations. Find meditations that work for you. You know, people think about meditation, they think it's about sitting down, quieting the mind, breathing, let go of everything, okay? It is that, okay? It is that. And a result of that is you find peace. And a result of finding peace is you may lower your anxiety and lower your depression. They are side effects of basic meditation. But a true spiritual path is, in my opinion, completely different. If you study the Bodhisattva path in Buddhism, for example, the Bodhisattva vow, it is to vow to never attain enlightenment until there's no more suffering on earth. It is to vow to relieve all the suffering. It is a vow to walk the path no matter how far it is. It's to give yourself to the unknown. It is to purify all mistakes you've ever made and forgive unconditionally. That's so much deeper, so much more than just sitting there focusing on your breath. There's nothing wrong with that. If everyone in the world sat down silently and focused on their breath, we'd see a huge change. Okay, so I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. What I'm trying to get at is the spiritual path. It's not easy. It's not easy to reflect on the mistakes we've made. And I had a conversation with a lovely friend before about compassion. Okay, compassion is to understand the suffering so that we can forgive. When you understand why people do what they do and you understand how much they're suffering, then you can forgive them. But what about forgiving yourself? Let's say, for example, in the past, because this is what happens in my meditations. Okay, I'll share a little bit about my meditations. When I'm going into forgiveness in my meditations, I'm chanting mantras. I'm dedicating that practice to all sentient beings to relieve the suffering and to purify my spiritual debt. I take responsibility for my mistakes and so on and so forth. I can be in a state of stillness and I will get shown, whether it's a spiritual image, a third eye image, or a knowing, or a memory, I will get shown something I did, a mistake I made to hurt somebody. And a lot of times now, I mean, I know the mistakes I've made where I definitely know I've hurt somebody and I work on them. But then I'll get shown something that was so subtle that I'd forgot about it. And it's like life, the divine, whatever you want to call it, my consciousness, my own soul, I don't know. It's like it's being put in front of me. Nick, you need to heal this. And I will feel what the other person went through. I will see it through their eyes, and I'll even live their life from that point, how detrimental that could have been for their journey. And I get shown all that so I can move deeper into forgiveness. Now, what's helped me is it's easier to forgive other people than it is to forgive yourself. Now, how I take responsibility for that is, rather than moving into guilt, which is, I've done that, I've been down that road, and guilt doesn't serve anyone. It's the lowest frequency wise. You move into guilt, you're literally not serving yourself or anyone. You're not healing anything neither. It's more ego, it's victim state, okay? What I do is I reflect on me now and me then. And me then is not me now. We're always evolving, we're always growing up, okay? So when I look at me then, I can look at me as another being then. I'm still taking responsibility for it because it was me then. But what I do is, I see my suffering then. Let's say, for example, I get shown somebody that I've made fun of in a group, for example. I used to take the piss out of everybody, okay? Let's say I've took the piss out of somebody and I thought it was nothing. And to that person, it was the straw that broke the camel's back, and they might have made out it was nothing on the outside because we're all hiding behind masks. But then they've gone home and they may have been suicidal, or they may have, they may have got drunk or something. I'm entangled in that karma. My contribution has caused, my cause has created that effect, okay? Well, I have to reflect on why I did it. So to be compassionate for myself in that situation, I can ask for forgiveness to the soul that I upset, and I can say, I'm genuinely sorry, please forgive me, but please, I'm asking you also to be compassionate and see my suffering. And in that meditation, I'll see their suffering, I'll ask for forgiveness, I'll offer forgiveness if they've ever hurt me in any past life, so we can heal this, we can stop this samsaric cycle. But then what I'll do is, I'll ask them, please, can you see my suffering? And it might be that my suffering was, I wanted to be loved or liked by my mates or by my family. So my insecurity made me make fun of somebody. So other people may have found me funny, for example. So I feel like I was getting a reward at somebody else's expense. And so I can understand the situation, and I've created I've been meditating for 10 years. I'm still a baby. Meditation's it's not even a lifelong practice. It's forever. You see these Rinpoches in Tibet that are born into the same practice over and over. They could be on their 10th lifetime continuing the same practice. This is a never-ending journey. So 10 years, I'm a pup, I'm a baby. But in 10 years practice, I'm able to create a state in my practice where I can observe the situation without being emotionally triggered. So then I can detach from it and allow it to be and see the beauty in it. See the beauty in it. So by seeing the beauty in it, understanding my suffering, asking for forgiveness, seeing the suffering I've caused, take responsibility for that, and then ask that soul, can you see my suffering? And then asking them, inviting them, will you please do Shulian, which is spiritual practice, purification of the spiritual journey with me, and see that soul chanting a mantra. For example, a mantra like love, peace, harmony, or a mantra like I forgive you, please forgive me. All souls forgive each other, bring love, peace, harmony. Beautiful mantra. Wung mani bama hong, ami tofu, doesn't matter. God's light, divine light, whatever you want to do, chant a mantra, see the light. I use soul power. I already invoke spiritual beings, spiritual fathers and mothers, Jesus, Mary, Buddha, whatever, God. So I see the soul in that light. And this is a technique from my teacher. And when we practice together, we can heal the past in the present to transform the future. And the reason I'm sharing this is because now is the time. You are getting so much bang for your buck right now, because these energies that are coming in, we're in a global transition into a light era. We're in a transitional period. The consciousness is waking up to ride that wave. Don't miss this opportunity. You will look back and cry. Your soul will cry if you miss this opportunity. Right now is the time to heal our past karma. It's not a time to take our foot off the pedal and think the Q plan has saved the day. Okay, we can help that by doing what we're doing, is helping that on a collective scale. But now is the time, guys, to ride this wave. If you usually do 30 minutes meditation, if you do 30 minutes meditation deep in the heart now, and you do selfless universal service, you offer your practice to all beings. I dedicate my practice to relieving the suffering of all beings. And I'm going to offer forgiveness to all humanity. I'm going to be forgiveness. I'm going to forgive myself. That half an hour at this time, you'll get the results of 5 hours more. It's quantum. So please, if what I say resonates, use it. If it doesn't, drop it. But for today, I just feel like I'm getting so many insights all day. Bam, 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 bam. I could do 10 videos a day. I'm not joking. I mean, this is 18 minutes. I'm trying to squash it into one video. I am here for you. I'm one person. I'm no one special. I'm no one's teacher. These teachings I'm sharing, they're not my teachings. They're my teacher's teachings, or thank my teacher. But just know that my vow is the Bodhisattva vow. I vow to take all beings towards Wanling Rung He, all souls joined together as one. That's my vow. My vow every day. So I'm here if you need me. Okay? I love you all. If this resonates, share it. If you do your own video of it. But please, don't waste this beautiful opportunity that we've got. I love you so much. I'm so grateful to be on the earth with you right now at this time. Take care. Bye-bye.